Hi Gemini, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be a love and spirituality reading for the month of December for Gemini sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And I'll also be doing an extended video, and the link to that will be in the description box down below. So Gemini, let's see. When I was meditating on your energy earlier, I was picking up that a lot of you are just kind of frustrated or just tired of being in some type of cycle or being in a situation over and over again. But I feel like the situation might have ended, but you feel the energy coming back around to you, and I just felt like it's getting on some of your nerves. It's like you want to just move on from the situation, and it's irritating you that the situation is still looming over you, or that the situation keeps on coming back up. It could be physically that a person keeps trying to come back into your life, but for a lot of you it's just the energy of whatever the situation was. And usually that happens, for those of you who that applies to, that usually happens because there's something within the situation that you were meant to learn that you have not fully grasped. So it will keep on coming up over and over because it's meant for you to review it, to gain whatever the lesson was, or to heal from whatever the situation was. Sometimes you can't just breeze on past something. You have to actually stop and analyze it a bit in order for you to get past it. And that doesn't mean analyze it to the point where you're stuck on it forever, but analyze it just enough that you grasp the lesson and then you can fully let it go. So let's see, let me move this back some. Okay, there we go. So let's see for your past position, Gemini. I'm getting that some of you have been feeling neglected or feeling forgotten, or someone feels like you forgot them. So they could be trying to come back into your life because they feel forgotten. I'm hearing forgotten. So I don't know who that message is for, but let's pull two for the past for Gemini. Sun, moon, rising, and Venus. The Knight of Cups wanted to come out, but we'll see. The Knight of Wands in the reverse. Interesting. Ace of Swords. Okay. So it looks like in the past, some of you decided that you no longer want clarity about a situation, is what I'm hearing. And one of your readings from a long time ago is crossing my mind for some reason. It might have been from October, like a reading, like maybe 3 readings ago, like 3 months ago. You had a reading specifically about wanting to know the truth or wanting to find out the truth. And now it's weird because like I don't really remember past readings like that, but that reading just like shot through my mind very clearly. So I feel like that situation from that reading is what has been cycling or coming back around to you. So it looks like you no longer want to have the truth, or you no longer are seeking the truth. You no longer are seeking clarity from that situation. You just want to let it go and move forward. For some of you, you are dealing with a fire sign or someone with a lot of fire energy. Someone who, the Knight of Wands in the reverse, I don't really like that energy too much. It's usually someone who like comes into your life and there's a lot of passion and they make you a lot of promises, but just as quickly as they come, they leave just as quickly. And usually when they leave, it's because they have left to entertain other people. Like I always read the Knight of Wands in reverse as someone who gets their sense of self-esteem. You see this, their sense of self-esteem or their sense of self-worth from dealing with a lot of people at one time, or like serial dating, but not in a healthy way, like in a way that's a bit deceptive. So it's like someone who comes in, sweeps you off your feet, makes you all these promises, and then it's like as quickly as they came, like I said, they leave just as quickly, and it leaves you feeling kind of confused and feeling kind of stuck. And I feel like you have been trying to get information about this person, or you've been wanting to know the truth about this connection, or the intensity or the passion that you feel between you and this person. You've been wanting to know the truth about it, or you've been wanting to get to the bottom of it, but it looks like you no longer are wanting to get to the bottom of it. It's like now, well, this is in the past position. So this happened in the past, that you decided that you no longer need to get the clarity. The fact that they are acting this way or not being reliable or consistent is clarity enough for you, is what I'm hearing. For some of you, if it's not a romantic partner that you're dealing with, it could very well be a friendship. It could be family members. It doesn't always have to do with romance. It's just like people who, it's like you feel the connection between you, or you feel like you possibly have a lot of fun with these people, or you feel like there is a connection, but they're just not reliable, or they leave you feeling very confused, or they leave you feeling very stuck. So just take it as it resonates, but I feel like a lot of you are just tired of trying to figure people out or figure situations out. It's like you want situations or relationships in your life that you are sure of, and people who make you feel sure and secure, not people who constantly leave you in a state of having to figure things out or piece things together and things like that. Especially with Gemini being mutable air, y'all are not for that. I know, like with me being an Aquarius, this is more of something an Aquarius would dive into, of like trying to piece things together, because we're fixed air, so we can get fixated in our thoughts and try to piece things together, or it'll be hard for us to move on. But with you being mutable air, it's like you just want to move on. You don't have time to be sitting down and trying to put puzzle pieces together. It's like you don't even want to entertain that type of energy. And I feel like with the Magician being here as well, at the bottom of the deck, this is definitely a Gemini card. I read this as Gemini and also Virgo. So you know that you have the ability to manifest great things into your life. You know that whatever you want out of life, you can have. And so a lot of you are just not investing any more of your precious energy into situations like that, because you know that you could be using your energy to manifest greatness into your life. So why would you continuously put energy into someone who confuses you? And for those of you who that doesn't apply to, I feel like you can take that as advice. If you are in situations where you are feeling confused or feeling stuck, just understand that the energy that you're wasting on those situations, you could be using to bring or manifest great things into your life. You can be using that energy to create the life for yourself that you want, instead of putting so much energy into trying to figure things out or figure people out. Because someone who truly values you or cares about you is never going to leave you in a state of confusion. You'll be able to sit down with them, ask them directly what's going on, and they will explain what's going on and work to fix the problem. If they dance around the issue and they leave you in a state of confusion, then that means that they're not right within, and they are not in the right space to have a healthy connection with you. This could also be someone, I'm getting a lot of messages now. This could also be someone who purposely keeps you in the dark or purposely keeps you confused in order to keep you stuck on them. It's like someone who likes attention. This energy is like irritating me. It's like someone who likes attention, so they will keep you confused so that you will constantly kind of bombard them for answers, and they like the fact that you chase them looking for answers, because it gives them that energy and that attention. It's like some type of energy vampire that some of you are dealing with. And every time you ask them for clarity or you chase after them wanting clarity, like they get some type of fix off of that. So, ew, like narcissistic energy that some of you were dealing with in the past. All right, let's see for the present Gemini. Let's see. The Devil in reverse, it's good. The Ace of Pentacles. So the Devil in reverse being here. I'm feeling like for a lot of you, you do feel like this person is, or this situation is somewhat of your weakness in some way. For a lot of you, you put up with a lot from that situation that you normally would never put up with. So you do feel like this situation is kind of like your weakness. And you are staying away from the situation because it is your weakness. So that's a good thing. The devil in reverse always lets me know that you are showing a great amount of strength when it comes to resisting temptation or resisting the urge to go back to whatever unhealthy patterns or whatever unhealthy situations you have worked hard to let go of. And for those of you who that doesn't apply to, or you feel like you are not resisting, this is advice for you, is to really really gather up all of your inner strength in order to break whatever tie it is to that situation, and to really evaluate what you do on a daily basis that could be feeding that situation. So for example, if you are trying to get over someone, what do you do throughout the day that could possibly keep you stuck to them? Like, do you check their social media? Do you listen to songs that remind you of them? It's like really taking inventory of your daily actions and making sure that everything that you take part in during the day doesn't play a role in keeping you stuck back into that situation or those old habits. So the Ace of Pentacles is also here. So I feel like a lot of you are showing a lot of restraint and self-control. You're no longer feeding whatever this vampire energy was. You're no longer feeding this, like I said, this weakness of yours, or this past situation that you felt like was your weakness, or that you felt like was injecting a lot of toxic energy into your life. And again, if you feel like you're not in this space, this is the energy that you have the ability to tap into. So if you feel like you are still in that toxic energy or still in that devil energy and you're having a hard time letting go of it, you have to stop offering to it. You have to stop feeding it. You have to stop doing certain things that pull you back into that toxic space. You have to stop like I said, doing certain things, taking part in certain things that continuously bring you back there. So it's kind of like starving that devil energy in order for it to fall away from you. Okay, and I do see with the Six of Wands here that you are headed towards success. So that's a very good thing. A lot of you, like I said, are showing a lot of self-control, and you are really just gathering up every bit of strength in you to move forward. And it looks like it's going to pay off with the Six of Wands and with this Three of Cups. That talks about victory, spiritual victory, meaning that you learned some type of spiritual lesson and your soul has evolved in some way. And because of that, you're about to step onto this path where there will be a lot of happiness. You are making room in your life to attract your true soul tribe and to attract people who really value you, who really look up to you, and who cherish you. And it's like moving away from that energy of being amongst people who just didn't really value you and who were possibly deceiving you, or people who you feel like you are constantly butting heads with and they make you feel like you are difficult to love, or they make you feel like you're asking for too much. It's like you're moving into this space where you are going to start attracting people who genuinely, like I said, value you and who don't make you feel like you're asking for too much. And I feel like you're moving into this space because you are starting to love yourself and value yourself. And as you value yourself, you start attracting people who value you as well. So this is positive energy. So let's move forward and let's see for the rest of December. Okay. Two of Pentacles, that came out in a couple other signs as well. It's so many cards in this deck, and yet every sign is getting like the same card. So a lot of us are going through the same things at the same times. So Two of Pentacles is here. Let's see. Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so it looks like in the month of December, you are going to be playing somewhat of a juggling game or a balancing act, I guess you could say. And I'm reading this as you kind of balancing your emotions. Again, there is a lot of temptation that is surrounding you or going to be surrounding you in the month of December. And I feel like that is very normal when it comes to this type of devil energy, because a devil energy is people, places, things that you feel have this control over you, and it's usually, well, it's always toxic. It's always a toxic addiction, or it's like a toxic habit that you just can't seem to break, and it usually comes with you feeling very weak and feeling like it's overpowering you, and it is changing your life or affecting your life for the worse and not the better. So usually when you have fell into that type of energy for a long time and you're finally finding the strength to move forward, that energy will continuously try to pull you back in, because obviously it's devil energy. It wants you to feed it. So look at that past situation as like a monster that constantly wants to suck your energy, and your job is to starve that monster and to not feed it. And I feel like in the month of December and moving into 2019 is going to be tempting to go backwards. And you are going to be kind of weighing things up, because what I'm seeing is like, it's like, don't underestimate your mind's ability to justify dysfunction. Like if you're very used to a certain situation that's not good for you, your mind will start to kind of trick you into thinking that things weren't that bad, or maybe I need to just you know, go back for just one more try, or one more look at that social media account. Just want to check up on them one more time and then I'll stop, or let me just text them and tell them goodbye and wish them a Merry Christmas. It's like your mind will start to really justify going backwards because that devil energy wants to be fed. And so you're needing to really, like, this energy is, it's a lot, because you're needing a lot of strength. Some of you could have literally been dealing with like drug addictions, because I'm feeling like a very heavy energy. So some of you could be like physically dependent on something that helps you to feel better or alleviates your anxiety. So some of you are needing to possibly get some type of professional help from this. Because I wanted to say like you need to really gather all of your strength, but sometimes your own willpower isn't enough, and you may need to seek out help outside of yourself for whatever the situation is. Even if it's not anything like drugs, if it's like even a bad relationship, sometimes that can be as addictive as a drug. And that can be as painful. You can go through withdrawal just like it was a hardcore drug. And it's like I said, some of you, your mind is going to constantly be telling you to go back or trying to justify going back. And you're needing to have a lot of discipline and self-control. And it's going to take a lot of hard work with this Emperor and with this 10 of Wands. So at least you know ahead of time what the energy is that's going to be coming in, so you know to prep and prepare yourself. Don't think the worst or expect the worst because you hear this reading, but at least you know that if you feel that urge, you can think back to this reading like, oh, okay, I remember that video said that I would have this urge. So, you know, like prepare yourself for what you are going to do when those urges come. That doesn't mean fear that they're going to come, but that means that if you start to have those thoughts that pull you backwards, you're like, okay, I have a game plan for this. I know that when I get that urge, I'm going to maybe put my phone away and go for a walk so that I won't be tempted to go on their social media. It's like having a game plan for when those urges kind of hit you, and seeking out that outside help and that support if you need it, because it is going to take, like I said, some hard work and some self-discipline as well to move away from these situations or these people that are no longer serving you. It takes a lot of discipline and hard work in general to transform your life and to step onto a new path that is drastically different from the path that you have been on. I want to pull two more that I'm going to clarify in the extended. Whew, okay. Nine of Wands. This is like serious energy. There's too many. The Nine of Wands comes out. Okay, so the Nine of Wands comes out with the the Four of Wands in reverse. So the Nine of Wands, I read that as like the PTSD card, like went through some trauma and now you are fully having to face it, or you're being triggered by it in some way. And it could be family trauma because of the Four of Wands in the reverse. So I'm going to clarify both of these in the extended. So we'll dive deeply into both of these cards, and then we will also do a second spread. So like I said, I'll clarify these two cards and then I'll do a second monthly tarot spread within that same video. So I will leave the link to that video down below. Thank you for watching, Gemini, and I will see you over on Vimeo. Bye.